A very warm welcome to our amazing, innovative, and passionate change makers. I am delighted to congratulate you all for joining the Mohammed Sanusi II SDG Initiative family. I would implore you all to give yourself, wherever you are, a round of applause. Wherever you are, just give yourself a round of applause for being a part of cohort 3 of the MS2 SDG Challenge. Amazing, amazing. As we get into the agenda of the day, I would first like to introduce myself. I'm Olashubomi Shofora. I'm the Director of Engagement and Partnerships for Mohammed Sanusi II SDG Initiative, and I am honored to be your host for today. So before we kick things off, just a few housekeeping rules. We plan to keep this session within 1 hour, and we want to ensure that we all have a good experience. So please ensure to keep your mic on mute. If you need to ask any questions or say anything, you can drop it in the chat box. But if there's a need at the end of the session for you to, during Q&A, when we would open the floor for you to speak, you can, click on the hand emoticon at the bottom of your Zoom platforms, and then we'll call you to make your comments or ask any question that you may have. So it's amazing to be here today, the 22nd of July 2023. And just to give you a bit of background before we get right into it, His Highness Khalifa Mohammed Sanusi, in partnership with 1 Million Teachers, launched the annual MS2 SDG Challenge 2 years ago with the aim to catalyze, or that was 3 years ago, with the aim to catalyze and assist teachers in developing innovative community projects focusing on SDG 4, which is quality education, SDG 5, which is gender equality across sub-Saharan Africa. Before we get right to it, we'll be playing a video now, which pretty much gives an overview of what the MS2 SDG is, the impact that we've made so far, and the strategic intent for the educational sector of Africa and at large. So let's look at this video. It seems there's no audio. So maybe you might want to reshare with audio. Apologies for that. Awesome.
Education has proven to be invaluable in the development of human civilization. It is the key that unlocks a society's full potential and to securing its future. The future of every society lies in its children, which makes it imperative to invest in the education of our children. Sadly, in Nigeria and sub-Saharan Africa, progress in education has been largely suboptimal. And with an estimated 20 million Nigerian children out of school, there is an urgent need to develop effective, innovative, and sustainable solutions for Africa's educational system. And in 2021, spurred by a lifelong passion to implement the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, His Highness Mohammed Sanusi II SDG Challenge was launched. The MS2 SDG Challenge is in partnership with 1 Million Teachers and focuses on SDGs 4 and 5, with the goal to empower highly competent and innovative teachers who will help provide the needed educational improvement across different communities. The program structure involves scaling deep and scaling wide. We believe that as a continent, Africa has everything it needs to transform its educational system from within. And with the SDG Challenge, teachers get to become true catalysts of change and greatly improve our educational sector. Through the first cohort, we successfully incubated a group of qualified teachers from across 2 sub-Saharan countries into the challenge. The teachers have created individual educational projects which will collectively benefit thousands of children across sub-Saharan Africa. To implement their projects effectively, our teachers went through well-coordinated intensive virtual training sessions, specifically on design thinking, systems thinking, stakeholder engagement, project management, budgeting, financial management, and other critical skills. Through our cohort program and open e-learning platform created, we have impacted over 2,000 teachers. The first cohort of 10 teachers were provided with an initial grant of $500 and with a follow-up funding of up to $10,000 for each teacher. Our teachers were also given access to relevant materials and general training sessions. We also collaborated with them to develop feasible strategies on how to execute their innovative projects. So far, our projects have yielded impressive results. Within the past 2 years, the first cohort of teachers have collectively impacted nearly 30,000 students. Through their noticeable efforts, our teachers have also secured partnerships with other bodies, including state agencies, non-governmental organizations, and other private entities. After receiving 1,700 applications for our second cohort in July 2022, 25 teachers across 8 African countries emerged as winners. Our next set of change makers in Africa. Each teacher has access to an initial grant of $2,000 for their project and will be eligible for follow-up grant of up to $10,000. Ultimately, all teachers accepted into the SDG Challenge program are granted access to the 1 Million Teachers platform, where they have access to high-quality educational resources to teachers, amplifying their efforts in carrying out their projects. We believe that even greater milestones will be reached in the second cohort in impacting the lives of young girls and children across the region. The MSII SDG Challenge is only the beginning of a series of impactful and transformational programs aimed at improving our educational sector and closing the gender gap. With the right people, the right tools, diligence and consistency, slowly but surely, we can and we will secure the future of our girls, our children, and ultimately our nation.
Wow, that's I believe from watching that video, you pretty much have an overview of what MS2 SDG challenge is all about, and I'm sure it has pumped you up to to know that you're in for an exciting and insightful time. So without wasting much time, I think His Highness has joined. He has a very busy schedule today, and it's just definitely we're delighted to have him join us. Thank you, Your Highness, for always showing up, especially when we're onboarding new cohorts and when we're having the showcase. It definitely means a lot. So it's my great pleasure to introduce our guest of honor and the visionary behind this initiative, His Highness Khalifa Muhammad Sanusi II. I will give a brief introduction, and just know that this is not all, this is just an abridged version of who His Highness is and his achievements over time. His Highness Muhammad Sanusi II is the 14th Emir of Kano and is the Khalifa of Tijani in Nigeria. He was turbaned on the 8th of June 2014 and reigned till the 9th March 2020. Prior to ascending the throne, His Highness was the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. He was also at the time the Chief Risk Officer and Group CEO of First Bank of Nigeria PLC. He was awarded Central Bank Governor of the Year in 2011 due to his laudable anti-corruption campaign, which salvaged and reformed the crumbling financial sector. His Highness started his career as a lecturer of economics at the Ahmadu Bello University, but began his banking career in 1985 at Icon Limited Merchant Bankers, a subsidiary of Morgan Guaranty Trust and Baring Brothers. And then he joined United Bank for Africa, running its credit and risk management division, and then rising to the position of general manager. His Highness is passionate about the welfare of the girl child, quality education, women empowerment, economic growth, and good governance. He was appointed by the UN Secretary General as one of the 17 SDG advocates in 2019, and has been focused on advancing the global goals with a focus on SDG 4, SDG 5, and SDG 8, which is quality education, gender equality, decent work, and economic growth. He also serves as the chairman advisory board of 1 Million Teachers, a Canada-based social enterprise that provides access to high-quality teacher education to underserved communities around the world. In the year 2021, His Highness launched the MS2 SDG Challenge, which is aimed at building a critical mass of highly competent and enterprising education changemakers, providing the needed improvements in learning outcomes in their communities. His Highness Muhammad Sanusi II has been awarded various honorary doctorate degrees from reputable universities across the world, and is a recipient of numerous global awards. His Highness holds a degree in Islamic Studies from the Africa International University in Khartoum, Sudan, and currently holds Islamic lectures every Sunday. He was also a research fellow at the African Studies Center and an academic visitor at St. Anthony's College in the prestigious Oxford University in the United Kingdom for the 2021 to 2021 academic year. And His Highness, the study never ends, is currently also, running a PhD program, which is focused research focused on the codification of the Islamic law, particularly to, on the roles of women and, how this affects them. Thank you, Your Highness, for coming here. It's definitely an honor to have you, and would like to just, hear a few words from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubomi. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I see Seth is also here. Thank you, everyone, for making the time to join. I do apologize, as Shubomi has told you, I'm actually traveling. But I needed to show my face and make my speech on this great event. It's a very important one for me and for the SDG Challenge and for our work as SDG advocates. I'd like to welcome all of you and thank you for joining us and congratulate the 25 members of our new cohort. As you're aware, we received about 1,500 applications spanning 19 countries. 32% of the applications came from females. In the end, we selected 25 projects with 60% female representation across 8 African countries: Benin, Ghana, Kenya, Madagascar, Malawi, Nigeria, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. As Shubomi has mentioned, I have tried to focus very much on SDG 4, SDG 5, and SDG 8. We all know the importance of education to economic development and to eradication of poverty. And we also know the importance of women's education, girl child education, and gender equality for development. And these are the areas I'm most passionate about. And this is something I've been passionate about all my life. If you followed my career, for example, even in the central bank, we declared 2012 the year of the woman in banking. We issued the regulations that make sure that every bank would, on its recruitment, would make sure at least 50% of new staff were female. We pushed for 40% senior management being female and 30% board membership being female. Today on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the banking sector has the highest percentage of female representation on boards. And I think we now have 8 or 9 female CEOs in the Nigerian banking industry as a result of that initiative that was started about 10 years ago. So I've always believed that these things do not just happen by accident. You've got to go out of your way and plan it, and you've got to invest in it. You've got to invest time in it. You've got to make sure that you do the right things in order to get the results that you wish to have. My vision for education in Africa is one where all children in the future, especially girls, have access to high quality education. And my dream is to help develop Africa's future leaders and to ensure that every child has the opportunity to reach his or her potential. To address SDG 4 and SDG 5 through advancing economic empowerment for women and girls is critical to this dream. And to do that, we need to empower thousands of teachers to bring to life their own vision for the future of education in Africa. This challenge has focused on teachers, normal people doing normal things with great ideas in their own environment. And let's see how we can encourage them and support them and scale them so that they're able to reach the poor people and the poor girls in their area. I think for too long, we have had a top-down approach where people sitting in policy think tanks come up with ideas on how to improve education and then try to pass them on to teachers. We start from the premise that the teacher on the ground knows best what his challenges are, knows best how to approach those challenges and how to solve those problems. And this is the idea of this challenge. And so far, we've been very happy with what we've had. In meeting challenges and overcoming obstacles, we need new and creative ways. And this involves inculcating innovation and resilience as a key element of your leadership, from the pursuit of personal goals to your projects and the capability to lead others through times of transition, stress, and uncertainty. Leaders not only have to manage their energy, but also that of the people they lead. So it's important for you as leaders to remain grounded, innovative, and flexible amidst uncertainty. And this program aims to provide you with all the tools that you require to not just catalyze your projects, but to excel in your professional lives. And we've had a few examples in the past. Jane Chikapa, who was in the first cohort, was named one of the top 50 global teachers in the world, and she won the prize. Habiba Rabiu had an opportunity to present her project at the United Nations General Assembly. We gave her a platform to do that presentation, and this was basically teaching young girls skills around crochet, and basically making sure that while they're in school, they also learn skills that they can use to earn a living. We had Mahfouz, who was invited to the United Nations during the World Youth Skills Day session at the UN headquarters, and he was selected as a Washington Mandela Fellow. And there have been other awards and prizes, and we do hope that those of you in this cohort will go on to achieve great things and be recognized globally. And most important, that throughout your lives, where we expect you, if you remain teachers, to impact at least 3,000 youth, we hope that that in this challenge, we're able to make some small contribution to that impact, and that as we continue, these get magnified, and we in this way contribute to the education of children across Africa. One of the things I hope to do, and I haven't done it yet, is maybe work again with the team, so that because I do visit a number of African countries from time to time, I will try every time I go to an African country to let this team know, so that when we come to your country, we try to meet you face to face and maybe find time to see your project. That I think would be one of the ways to keep in touch with what we're doing and see what's happening on ground. So Seth, if you can note that, please, and Shibomi, anytime I'm going to any African country, please. I mean, I've been in Ghana, I think several times in this year, and I see we have projects in Ghana. I don't know if you have in South Africa that I've been to. I've been to Kenya, so we'll just work on anytime I'm going anywhere in West Africa, just ask you if we have a project there, and then see if we can meet the member of the cohort and see what they do and encourage them. So thank you very much for making the time, and I will stay as long as I can before my next meeting. Hopefully I can stay until the end, but if I can't and I leave, please forgive me. And I don't know if any of them would like to hear anything from me before I leave.
Okay, thank you so much, Your Highness. I believe it's quite phenomenal to have you here, and I'm sure the cohorts are really excited to hear from you. And your passion is definitely transferable and it's very evident. If you have comments, questions, you can please drop it in the chat box. As we move along, there'll be opportunity for us to engage with you. You'll be able to speak because we're also trying to manage time. So before I call on Seth to talk about the Innovation Challenge, there's just a short, about 1 minute testimonial video, which we'll play now for you to hear from a couple of those from the second cohorts. Please go ahead. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that, I think I'll just introduce. Okay, good.
I'm the founder
Go
of
ahead, please.
Academy, a tech training institute for young girls in low-income communities in Lagos State and across Nigeria.
My name is Olajumoke Adebisi. I'm the project lead for the Powered Innovation Project.
The Mohammed Sanusi SDG Cohort 2 has been very beneficial to me.
The training session, the classes, the interactive session, they were actually amazing, and they really, surpassed my imagination.
As an educator, we don't have opportunities like this that bring other teachers together and train them.
I would recommend HHMS SDG Challenge to every passionate teacher that are doing so much within the four walls of the classroom.
They will say that teacher's reward is in heaven, but right now I think I got my reward by joining this Mohammed Sanusi SDG program.
Hey, thank you, Doyin, for sharing that video. So without wasting much time, I'd like to welcome Seth Warren, the CEO of the MS2 SDG Initiative. And I'll give a brief introduction before he gets right to it, so you get to know the man that works, behind the scenes to make quite a lot of things happen as well. Seth is a social innovator, ecosystem builder, and nonprofit leader. He currently serves as the CEO of the Mohammed Sanusi II SDG Initiative, as well as strategic community and social impact manager for the UK division of the Adecco Group, which is a Fortune 500 company and the second largest workforce solution provider globally. Seth's work focuses on quality education, inclusive economies, and the future of work. Having crafted strategic plans for universities, colleges, and school systems, built roadmaps for EdTech startups, and led digital transformation initiatives to promote e-learning adoption. Alongside leading the MS2 SDG initiative, Seth is currently designing an education program to provide access to high-quality careers education and improve social mobility for youth from underrepresented backgrounds in the UK. Previously, Seth worked as a management consultant at MSII, a Toronto-based strategy consultancy, and in the assurance practice of the global professional services firm EY LLP. Seth has had the pleasure of advising clients, including McKinsey and the Coca-Cola Company, SNC Lavalin, and Toronto Stock Exchange, and the Global Partnership for Education. Seth is passionate about quality education, and he has served on the board of governors of his alma mater, Wilfrid Laurier University. Seth completed his master's degree in social innovation and entrepreneurship at the London School of Economics, where he investigated linkages between open education, self-directed learning, and labor market inclusion among Nigerian youth. It's been amazing working with Seth, and I'll open the floor for him to take it away.
Thanks so much for the kind introduction, Shivomi. I really, really appreciate it. And I'd like to first just say thank you. Thank you so much, Your Highness, for joining us today, for sharing those words with us, for inspiring us, and for creating everything that we have here today and all of our other programs through the MS2 SDG initiative. It is a privilege to support in bringing this to life, along with Shivomi and Adedoyin and Aisha on our team here today. To the cohort, welcome. I'm delighted to be here to welcome you all. I'm so excited to celebrate the induction of cohort 3 of the MS2 Incubator Program. Congratulations. I just want to share a little bit about what it is that we do here, a little bit of the background on the MS2 SDG initiative, and some of the reasons that we're all excited about welcoming you here today and the experience that you'll have over the coming months. It was about 3 years ago, or maybe a little less, I had the fortune of meeting Mr. Hakim Suber, who's with us on the call today. He's the founder and CEO of 1 Million Teachers. And also an advocate for inclusion of children and youth and girls in education, and upskilling and advocating for the needs of teachers in order to deliver on that mission. Now, Hakim told me about the conversations that he'd been having behind the scenes and the vision that had been laid out by His Highness Mohammed Sanusi II. He told me about a project with the potential to transform education in sub-Saharan Africa, particularly for girls. And he told me about His Highness's profound confidence in the power of teachers to transform education by embracing the principles of entrepreneurship. His Highness had laid out a vision to enable education through transformative community innovation. His vision was really based on the belief that those closest to the problem know the problem best, and that you as teachers have the fundamental tools and skills to be able to bring radical transformation to our education systems. Okay, next slide, please. We asked ourselves a few questions. We asked ourselves the questions: how can we develop, how can we create transformational change? How can we create a movement that supports teachers, that allows us to generate really, really transformative and large-scale change across sub-Saharan Africa? And the answer to that was really to put out a challenge. It was to invite teachers like you to take up the cause, and for our part, not just offer a program, but also a true pathway to creating and scaling the types of innovations that can radically transform our education systems. Next slide. So we set out with an ambitious vision. We're far from reaching it, but we've laid a foundation, and now we're aiming to invite more and more individual change makers into our network and to create opportunities to scale up. Our goal is to empower 10,000 teachers, provide 1,500 innovative pilots, and to impact 5 million or many more students through the work that we do. So we asked ourselves, how can we create this kind of impact? Well, we do it by really through two strategies. One, by scaling wide, and secondly, by scaling deep. We offer a full pathway of programming to support teacher change makers with the incubator, this program as the flagship and the cornerstone of the experience. But we're also delighted to have a number of other programs, including the pre-incubator that launched this year as an integrated part of the application process. We hope that this was a helpful stepping stone on your journey and helped you to feel prepared to tell your story in the video submissions. But we also have our acceleration program that happens after the incubator for selected participants to move on and to receive an additional $10,000 in funding. Next slide. So I've had the distinct pleasure over the last couple of years in helping bring His Highness's vision to life. I've worked closely with the teachers that have taken part in the first incubator and accelerator programs, and I've been amazed and impressed by the extraordinary successes. His Highness has shared a few of the wonderful success stories, including Jane Chikapa, the Barkey Top 50 Global Teacher Prize winner, Habiba, who spoke at the UN SDG or the UN General Assembly last year on issues around education in northern Nigeria. Adijo Idoko, who scaled an ICT training project to 34 schools with the aim to scale it to 400 schools across Kaduna State. And in our second cohort, we've had a variety of major successes, including Alero Thompson, featured in Times Square for her work enabling girls' ICT education. Wallace Magamatort, who's received $20,000 in additional funding and the support of the MasterCard Foundation, and Joseph Ogbanaya, who's recently been accepted into another incubator program, received an additional $10,000 to support his sports-based education program. So we have a wide variety of teachers doing really amazing, different, varied projects and receiving support from organizations that I'll speak a little bit about in just a moment. We also had, of course, the opportunity to attend the UN General Assembly's Transforming Education Summit, where His Highness spoke on the value of education, especially for girls. Next slide. Perfect. So many of our cohort members have gone on to raise additional funds, awards, to take part in fellowships, incubators, and accelerators, including with organizations like Acumen, Ashoka, USAID, the British Council, the Tony Alumelu Foundation, and many, many more. And we look forward to seeing all of your accomplishments as well. So none of this would be possible without an incredibly dedicated team. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the hard work of the individuals who've made this possible. Ms. Olusegun Sofowora, Director of Engagement and Partnerships, Ms. Adedoyin Shitu, Incubator Program Manager, and Ms. Aisha Tofa, our Accelerator Program Manager. All three have been working tirelessly over the past month to bring this project to life, to support the pre-incubator program, and its delivery and the experience that you all had there, and to review the 1,500 applications that we had, just an enormous volume of individuals that are interested in this program. So thank you to the team for all of the hard work that brought this cohort together. Additional members of our review committee as well. I'd like to thank Rizma Butt, who's the operations advisor for the MSII SDG initiative, as well as co-founder of 1 Million Teachers, Anthony Agomwe, Oluwashi and Ifuos, Adetunji Raphael, and Parikshit Mukesh. Also gratitude to our creative agency, PletHub, for getting the word out about this program to all of you. And I'd especially like to thank Mr. Hakeem Zubair, CEO of 1 Million Teachers, whose guidance and support have just been instrumental in bringing this program to fruition. Next slide. I'd like to acknowledge our incredible board of trustees. We have an enormous amount of insight, guidance, direction, and inspiration from this group. We have Dr. Herbert Wigwe, we have Dr. Mansur Mutar, Mrs. Bola Adeshola, Dr. Jane Chin, Dr. Andrew Nevin, Mr. Hakeem Zubair, Mrs. Halima Wali, and Mrs. Sherry Hewson. So just truly appreciate their hard work in allowing us to bring this program to life as well. And also finally, I'd like to acknowledge the generous donors who've made this program possible. Access Bank in particular, also Sterling Bank, First Bank, Atito Peterson Foundation, FBN Capital, and a variety of other organizations and individuals who have supported us along the way. So thank you to all who've been part of bringing this program to life. We're just so appreciative of the generosity of time, funds, and wisdom, and we're excited to share the results of that with all of you in this program as well. Thank you all. Congratulations once again. I'm pleased to hand over to Ms. Olusegun Sofowora to announce the winners and the members of cohort 3.
Thank you, Seth. Indeed, it's always, it's always great to hear again how far we've gone and the impact that the program has made. I believe that, from everything that has been said, you're able to learn from the stories of how we've started and where we are now, and how the team is working tirelessly to ensure that we're able to bridge the education gap in sub-Saharan Africa. So overview of cohort 3, we have 25 distinct projects, but before I announce the projects, just to give you a bit of background of how the application process went. So we had about 1,500 applications spanned across 19 countries. It was definitely a rigorous exercise, picking out 25 from the 1,500 applications that we got. But now we have 25 finalists from 8 countries in sub-Saharan Africa, addressing wide-ranging issues, including disability, displacement, sustainability, access to learning materials, student engagement, girls' health, digital skills, and more. Our portfolio focuses on 3 core themes: novel curricula, foundational skills, complex populations. The criteria that, the criteria that enabled us, walk through the review process was, we checked out on impact of the project, sustainability of the project. So it's not just nice to have a great idea, but is it sustainable? Is it a project that would stand the test of time? And it's a project, one, that is scalable? Is it a project that we can replicate across different other locations or regions? So those were some of the criteria the key criteria that we looked at in selecting the 25 projects. So now I'll be unveiling the projects that we have. Next slide, please, Dwayne. Okay, so an overview of the project. We had about 64%, 25 projects that we have 64% female-led, which I'm very much happy about. 48% of this project are girl-focused, 36 public schools, and 36% outside Nigeria. So, drum rolls. Next slide, please. Okay, so projects under the first focus, which is foundational skills. We have Afizi Yola, project title, Coach Africa. Matthew Imadi, project title, STEM to School Lessons for Kids. Martins Adekoke, project title, Screen Class. Paul Mensah, project title, Libraries Without Wall. A round of applause, a round of applause. Robert Okiror, project title, Genius Map. Umar Hadiza, project title, EduStain. Talatu Virtuous, project title, Arewa Girls in ICT Solar Computer Classroom Project. Sandra Inkia, project title, Fundo Initiative. A round of applause, a round of applause. So for the second focus, which is novel curricula, we have Chisomo Kanthema, project title, 3D Print Your Plastic Waste. Esther Dokyong, project title, Arts for Education. Farida Aminu, project title, Juniors Founder Africa. Irene Nagudi, project title, The Climate Talking Ambience. A round of applause. A round of applause. Joy Ifeanyi, project title, Gift a Student Desk. Omoni Oke Job, project title, The Emerging Innovators Hub. Shulamite Ajayi, project title, The Vocational Stars. Jennifer Obiora, project title, Team Up Cyclers. I need to see the excitement in the chat box. You know, congratulate yourselves. You definitely have, you know, this is definitely a milestone, a huge milestone for you. The third focus, which is complex populations, Claire Hazume, project title, Inclusive Education Hub. Ifeoma Chime, project title, Indefeatable. Lolade Ikpele, project title, IDP Camp Free School. Project Judy Mukami, project title, Teacher's Corner for the Love of the Child. Amazing, amazing. Naomi Nwazozo, project title, Empowering Special Needs Success. Oluwafumi Oguntelure, project title, Close Gap. Nkiruka Njoku, project title, Code Ability. Zion Okpo, project title, Let's Go to School. Are there any more? Yeah. Still under the third focus, last but not the least, we also have Miora Alina Randria Bololona. Project title, Supporting Children of Sex Workers. Amazing, amazing. Like these are, you know, some of the projects, when we read about it, it was just mind-blowing that, you know, you could actually even think of these kind of issues, especially, you know, in these areas of the world, and just come up with innovative ideas of how you can, you know, be a change agent and impact, bridge the gap of education in your different locations. And you're definitely in the right place. And I can't wait to see how you all would blossom and, you know, take on this project to the next level. Just before we proceed, okay, so I'll be calling on Adedoyin Shitu, who's the incubator program coordinator. She'll be sharing more about the journey that you're about to embark on. Don't worry, don't be scared. It takes a lot of dedication to be on this program, but yet from what you've seen, the testimonials, the strides that other cohorts members have made, it's definitely a platform for you to not just catalyze your projects, but a platform for you to also shine as a teacher. So without wasting more time, I'll hand over to Adedoyin Shitu, which I'm sure some of you have been interacting with, to take it away. Over to you, Doyin.
Thank you so much, Shubumi. Thank you, everyone. It's so good to be here, and I'm very excited that we're finally here. I know it's been a journey so far, applying, then submitting the videos, pre-incubator class, and finally we're here. So once again, I congratulate everyone. And I'm sure it's really going to be an exciting journey. So just as Shubumi has mentioned, I'll be sharing more about the incubator program and what it is that you are to expect, and of course what we expect from you. And I'm sure it's really going to be a great ride, as you've heard in the testimonies, from past participants, how the program has really helped them. I'm sure that by the time you're done, even before you're done, because I saw your feedbacks from the pre-incubator class, how it went, I'm sure that it would really be a great experience for you. So yes, so this is our goal: to enable African teachers to develop, pilot, and scale innovative, localized, and gender-responsive educational projects. And so the MSII SDG Incubator Program learnings, we have the programming, we have coaching, support, networking, funding. So for the programming, we have about virtual workshops weekly, and you have access to the 1 Million Teachers platform, which I'm sure some of us are already aware about. You also, you have access to coaching, peer-to-peer discussion groups, group coaching. You have a mentor that will be assigned to you. So that's one of the unique things about the incubator phase. So you're not just left alone, or you're not just coming for classes. You're also attached to a mentor who would guide you one-on-one as to how to execute your project and even other areas of your life. And also you are supported with tools and templates, and you have opportunities to give us feedbacks on how the program is going for you. And also networking. I'm sure some of you are already networking. You already know yourselves from the pre-incubator classes. And yeah, so you have the free range to network. You could begin to form partnerships with one another, even network with the speakers, the mentors. And so you have that wide range of networking opportunities. And yes, as you know, to the funding up to $2,000 in grant funding to support your pilot project. So the program, the incubator program rather, is divided into 3 phases. We have the phase 1, phase 2, and the phase 3. So the phase 1, which you'll be starting on Tuesday, it's about crafting your program. We want to enlighten you about the overview of the SDGs, system thinking, all the things that are strategically put together just to ensure that by the time you are done with this program, you're ready, even before you are done, to really launch out and become all that you can be. Like, there is no limits to that which you can achieve. And then the phase 2 is talking about implementing your pilot project. How do you communicate your project to the public, power of narrative storytelling, brand and marketing strategies, and leadership, building your leadership skills. And also the phase 3, you're also building impact, pitch development, scaling, public speaking, and the like. So more of this would also be communicated to you in the course of the program. And so for the mentorship, like I mentioned earlier, there's going to be an opportunity for everyone to be part of the mentorship plan, where you'll be attached to a mentor. So we make use of the Together platform. So after this event, an email will be sent to you, and you have access to the Together platform where you can log in. So it's an app where you log in, and from there you're able to connect with your mentors, see the profile of your mentors, and get more details about that. So also we have the Notion page. So this Notion page, it has everything that you might need for your incubator program. So everyone will also be given access to this Notion page. Like I mentioned earlier, you get an email from us right after this event, and all the necessary links you need to be shared with you. So for this Notion page, you have access to your program, the rules, any information or updates, we'll drop it here. Seeing the timelines for your classes, the program calendar, the different sessions you're going to be having, they are all in this Notion page. How to submit your assignments or project works, they are all on this Notion page. And yes, this is a sample of some of the worksheets. So like I said, the incubator program also offers you, tools and templates. This is a sample of part of the templates that that you would be working with in the course of the program. And yeah, we also have advisory networks. So based off of what you are doing or the program that you're working on, we have individuals who are expertise in different areas. So for example, your program is, or your project, or your pilot project is about agriculture. So we have expertise, for example, someone in the, that space that can guide you and, advise you on how to, develop that program well. So on funding, like we mentioned earlier, yes, you have access for this incubator phase. You have access to $2,000 funding, and it's going to be paid in 2 installments. You get $500 first, and in course of your project, you get the other part of the fund. And so the program, timeline of the program is from June, started the incubation application period, and then we went to the project selection, the launch of the incubator, which we're currently on now. And then by Tuesday, you are starting out your first class, crafting your program, and it goes up to December, and where you finally have a pitch session. So after the incubator phase, you are also required to submit a video, just like we did for your pre-incubator. You're also required to submit a pitch video, but I'm sure that you'll have learned a lot, and all that you need to put together for that. So on expectations, like it was already mentioned in the email that was sent to you earlier, so consistent program attendance. So for you to get the best of this program, you need to ensure that you set your time to attend all the classes, because everything is very important. All the classes, they're very important for you to attend. So ensure that you at least make 75%, or more attendance for each of these classes. Also, satisfactory and on-time submission of program deliverables, including regular project reports. So it's not just a training where we come for and the facilitator just speaks to you and it ends there. No, for every session, we have activities that you do for every section. We also give you assignments, projects to work on, so that as you're listening, you're also learning, you're practicing what you're hearing. And also responsible and transparent use of funds. Like we all understand that the funds given to you, of course, it's for you to develop your project, and would expect you to be transparent on how you spend your funds, on what you're using it for, and all. Also commitment to safeguarding the children and youth involved in your programming. So we understand that when we're talking about education, most of us are dealing, from the different projects I've read, most of us are dealing with school, we're practicing teachers, we're dealing with secondary school, primary school students, and all. So we want to understand that you have that policy that guides your relationship or interaction with them. So what next? Now we're here, and also the next step will be for you. So we're going to have a WhatsApp group chat. Like I said, you're going to get the link to join the WhatsApp group chat. It's on the Notion page. So once we share the link to the Notion page with you, you have the opportunity to join the WhatsApp group chat. And from there, we're able to communicate easily. And then check the schedule and accept calendar invites. So like I said, we already have classes up from now. From Tuesday, we're starting the first classes. You get the calendar invites. So it's good for you to accept all these invites. So it stores in your calendar and you get reminders, and you don't have to miss any class. Also add the MSII incubator to the education section of your LinkedIn. So I'm sure most of us are on LinkedIn. You also want to make some noise about it, that out of 1,500 applications, you are privileged to be part of the MSII incubator Cohort 3. So you want to make noise on LinkedIn, you want to add it to the section of your LinkedIn profile. bookmark the MS2 Incubator Notion page, register for the Together Mentorship platform. So once you register, we're able to get your information and pair you with a mentor. Also register for the MS2 Open e-learning platform by 1 million teachers. So we have that open e-learning platform where you also have opportunity to, learn from various resources by the 1 million teachers platform. So also ensure that you follow us on all social media channels and connect with one another. So we're already building a family for 3 incubator for the MS2 SDG. So connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and storytelling is great. So feel free to amplify insights gotten and milestone made in the course of your program. So as you're done with a class, you want to share so that you would also inspire more people to apply. I'm sure the reason why some of us applied was because we saw testimonials from passport members, or we saw it on a social media platform and we were inspired. So you might want to also share your experience, your journey, as you proceed in the incubator phase on how the program is going for you. You can also include the MS2 SDG logo when communication. So like I mentioned, you get an email and all the links to all this will be shared with you so that you can have access. So thank you so much for listening to me. I'm very happy and excited to be on this journey with you. So you'll be seeing more of my face, you'll be seeing more of my messages in your DMs, in your emails, and I'm sure that at the end of the day, we're going to have a great and inspiring experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doing. Thank you for just taking us through the program and how things would run and what the cohort should look out for. Can you just go back one slide, please?
Okay.
Yeah, awesome. So just before we go to Q&A, I know Doyin has mentioned that, how you should follow us on social media and, how, you should actually, also be able to amplify milestones made during the program. Beyond just the announcement, it's also, we're very big on storytelling as well. And you can always feel free to reach out. You even need clarity on how to put the story out there or embed the MS2 SDG brand in your communications. So you can definitely include the MS2 SDG logo when communicating achievements hinged on your experience in the program. And this slide just pretty much gives you an overview of what the brand is, the logo, and the colors. So the MS2 SDG brand guidelines, these are materials that we'll share with you after this program. So you have all the brand assets and you can work with it. The MS2 SDG brand, the color is more like a pinky red berry. So there are different kinds of red. So here we have the values of the red, the actual red that we use that forms our logo. So we take our brand to like distort the brand or use a different color or imitate the logo in any ways. So we have a secondary color, which is also like yellowy gold, which we also embed in our communication materials. So this is what our logo looks like. And then there's the reverse version, which is white, and then it can be placed on the pinky red background. So in creating, your materials or when you want to promote some of the things you're doing, let's be aware of the logo. And if you need any clarity, feel free to reach out to me to guide you on that as well. So in applying the logo, when you stretch a logo, you stretch it diagonally, not, you don't stretch it, you don't squash it. The frame is what it is. So I believe there'll be another session to take you guys through our brand guidelines in depth, but this is just to give you an overview of what the logo looks like, our colors, and that we take our brand seriously. But feel free to reach out anytime if you need guidance or clarity on this. So so it's time for Q&A. I don't know if His Highness wants to say anything because he's still here. After unveiling the project owners, because I saw your video come up a while ago. But so if you have any questions or answers, we're still here. Or you have any comments or anything, you could just raise your hands. you can click on the emoticon at the bottom and you'll be called to say something. Your Highness, did you want to say something?
Shubhami, I'm still trying to see myself. I don't know how to operate this thing.
Right.
Let me just see.
I can see you though. Do you might want to take down the presentation for a while?
Oh, okay.
While we're doing
Okay,
Q&A.
great.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, yes. Well, no, just to thank Seth and Shubhami and everyone for everything you've done, Rizma, the team behind. And I've been reading the reactions on the chat, and I'm happy that all the members of the cohort are happy to be here with us. One thing that I did not mention, which I did with the earlier cohorts, is that as you begin to know each other, and otherwise, yes, we'll just wait until you sign off.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Your Highness. Thank you so much for that. Does anyone have a comment? We can take maybe 1 or 2 comments or questions, would like to hear. Okay. Thank you for being cooperative on this. So if we don't have any further comments, I see like the chat box is really buzzing. So, you put in your reactions and comments there. It's amazing to see how excited you are, and we're delighted, and we're here for you as well. So I'll hand over to Seth. Oh yeah, we have someone who's raised his hand, Afiziola. Please make it short. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to, put it out there how excited I am today, and then this is a great honor to be in the same room, I'm just so excited, and I'm looking forward to the impacts that this cohort definitely is going to put out there, and I'm positive, I'm optimistic about the impact we are going to make, and I'm sure that Your Highness and the whole entire team of SDG Challenge would be really proud of us. Thank you so much for making this a reality for every one of us. I'm really grateful. Thank you.
So without wasting more time, it's 3 p.m. I'll hand over to Seth to give the final remarks, and we can call it a day. It's been a pleasure hosting this. Bye for now.
Perfect. Thanks, Shubhami. Thank you, Your Highness, for being here, for staying to the end, and just for really inspiring this group. Right, all of us on our team are so inspired by your vision and by everything that you've done for women and girls and for education, and we're just delighted to help carry that torch. Thank you to the cohort for being here today, for taking up the challenge. This program will be demanding, but in going through it, we hope that you'll learn an incredible amount about what it takes to be a social entrepreneur. We know that you'll develop a clearer sense of your model about how you create impact. And you'll build evidence that we know you'll need to convince other funders to support your initiatives as well. So at the end of the program, we'll be assessing projects based on prospects for, of course, impact, sustainability, and scalability. The same metrics by which you were evaluated to enter this program. But we'll look at, of course, the sophistication of where your projects have evolved. The most impressive projects will be offered an additional $10,000 US and a place in our 2023 accelerator program, 2024 accelerator program, I should say. Ultimately, our aim is to help each project find its own model. We're not here to impose on you. We're here to unleash. We're here to give you tools that you need to draw out your very best and to deliver more for the children and youth that you serve. So in the end, we're here for the same reason, or the same set of reasons. We're here because we believe education can be better. We believe young people, especially girls, deserve more, and we all believe solutions are possible. So we are excited to have you here. We saw so much enthusiasm, so much expertise, so much understanding of the nature of the problems that you're looking to solve. And that's really the foundation of solving them: listening, understanding, experiencing, and then taking action. And we can't wait to see what this cohort accomplishes. We're here to support you. Please do reach out with questions, comments, concerns along the way. We'll of course invite you to the upcoming sessions. We have our first touch point on Tuesday, July 25th at 6 p.m. and that will be the Introduction to Social Entrepreneurship with Mr. Hakeem Subair from 1 Million Teachers. And following that, we'll have a session on Saturday, July 29th at 2 p.m. With an overview of the SDGs by Dr. Bala Yunus. So please again, bookmark that Notion page, take a look back, and an email will come out with all of the details. This is going to be an intensive 6 months, but we invite you to really throw yourself into it. This is an opportunity that you can take as much or as little as you want from this, and veering towards taking the most from this can be transformative for your project, for yourself, for your school, for your community, for potentially thousands of children and youth. So thank you all for being willing to be here to take part and to support one another on the journey. We'll support you as best as we can as well, and looking forward to seeing you on our next session on the 25th. Enjoy your day, everyone. Thank you.